Hey guys, this is Malekith. For my first video I'm going to cover League of Legends. A few of the guys have asked about it, so this is this main splash screen you get after you've logged in. On the left here you have the news that Riot have recently announced. An important one to pick up each week is the new free champion rotation. If you click that it will take you to their website and show you the 10 free champions you get for a week. The main stuff on this page, you got your friends list down here in the bottom right, which opens up. You can see they're all offline at the moment. And the notifications here will show up if anyone's invited you to a game or just general stuff like that. Up the top here we have Riot Points. These are the ones you buy with your own money and then exchange for generally champions. For example, you can see Talon here is 975. And these are IP points which you get every time you play a game. You'll generally get more if you win, and there is a first win of the day bonus where you get more for winning your first game within a 24-hour period. This button here is the shop. In here you come in to spend either of those two types of points. You've got champions to buy for either Riot or IP. You can get skins for the individual champions. All this does is change the look, it doesn't do anything else. That's for Riot points only. They're quite expensive in my opinion. Runes I'll go into in a little more detail in a minute when we look at your character page. They are sort of small bonuses to your character. You can stack multiple in different builds. So this one example would give you 3.33 armor. That's only for IP, you can't buy those with your own money. Boosts, things you buy with real money to improve the rate you get, experience or IP points. Bundles is, generally for newer people, it's a selection of beginner characters. And purchases is where you'd go if you wanted to buy RP points. Next button, you've got sort of your main profile. It shows your stats, any previous histories. A key one here is your champions that are available to you. If they're coloured in, you currently own them. If they've got the exclamation mark in the corner, they're available and free to play. If they're greyed out, then you can't currently select them. There's filters on the left here. Available covers both the free to play and the ones you own. What you do in a general game is you will pick one character for yourself and then have 4 teammates, which will usually be players. Each character has unique abilities. If I open up Poppy, for example, you can see she's got this first ability is a passive one, which reduces the amount of damage she takes. You then have 3 sort of generic attacks. This one just a bonus damage. This one's a increase in speed attack, and the third one's a charge, which when you slam them into a wall will stun them. The fourth one's considered the ultimate. In this case, you can target someone and make yourself invulnerable to everybody else. Every character is different. They all have their own little intricacies. There's very little crossover between them, although in some cases there is a bit. Runes, as I mentioned earlier, you can have 9 marks, 9 seals, and 9 glyphs, and you get 3 quintessences, which are generally better sort of boosting in terms of what they add. So, for example, this one here would add 7.74 at level 18, whereas these on their own only add 3. You don't generally get those until you've leveled up a bit, and there's 3 tiers of runes, so you'll be replacing them as you increase your overall account level. Masteries is similar to any MMO. You can boost stats on various things. You're allowed different pages, so that if you've got different characters they all have different requirements, so you're not limited to which character you can play. You just make a new page, change what you want it to be, and then make sure you pick that page when you select the character. And spells, every battle you get to pick 2 summoner spells. These are again level limited, so not all will be available to everyone. They do things like exhaust, will hit a target creature and slow it down so you can catch up with them to cave their head in a bit quicker. Ghost makes you run faster, ignites a damage over time. There's a variety in there. You'll generally see a standard set for most characters that people always pick. These 2 buttons, one's to do with lore, not something I'm particularly interested in, and the other's a help dialogue, which will probably explain most of what I've just said. Final thing is the play button. In here you've got against other people, co-op versus a team of bots. Custom allows you to create sort of your own rule sets and invite whoever you like. And tutorials, there's a single tutorial for the basic, and then there's an extra one for learning the more advanced techniques. It's probably recommended you play these if it's your first time. I'm going to go with PvP, a 5v5 game, and normal as opposed to ranked. Ranked has a special system whereby you can ban specific characters that the enemy can't pick, and you can't end up with duplicates in a game. So if the enemy team picks a specific character, no one else can pick it. And then you join the matchmaking queue. Generally it's pretty quick. I'm on the US server. It's sort of 15 to 20 seconds normally, as you can see. And you come to champion select. I'm going to go with Brand, which is a spellcaster. As you can see, I've picked my page of runes, and I've picked my mastery page to be set up for him. So that's the wrong one. That's the one I wanted. This is where you pick your spells you want. I'm going to go with Flash, which is like a small short-range teleport, and Ignite, which is damage over time. It's worth not locking in until you see what the rest of your team have. It's worth having a balanced team. Each character has a specific type. You have sort of AP, which is magic damage, which is what my character will be. AD, which is attack damage, which is generally hitting them with your melee weapon or a ranged weapon, as opposed to using your abilities. For example, Master Yi there. Third one, which is probably the most important to have at least one of, is a tank. They take most of the damage and generally initiate the fights later in the game when it gets to 5v5 fighting. If you've got a good team makeup, a support is generally recommended as well. They'll have heals or buffs or just general abilities for controlling the fight. This team doesn't seem to have one really. Once you're happy with your team composition, you lock in. There's a timer to stop people sitting there for hours. And then we can get ready to fight. As you can see, you can't see the enemy summoners yet, so they can't influence your choices in the normal style game. You go into the fight completely blind, not knowing what the enemy team's got.